Let's give you an election update now. The Inkatha Freedom Party is set to launch its manifesto this morning, or should I say this evening, for the upcoming local government elections scheduled for November the 1st. The party is being led in an election for the first time by its relatively new president, Velenkosini Hlabisa. The manifesto launch will take place in the city of Durban, that's in KwaZulu-Natal, where we find our reporter Karinda Jagmohan, who is following the party as it does a bit of campaigning before it launches its manifesto this evening. Karinda, we saw them last week unveiling some of its candidates. Tell us what it is that the party is putting forward as its selling point to residents in that part of the country, but perhaps in other areas across the country.
Indeed, good morning to you. Well, at the moment we understand that the IFP is sending out over 2,570 candidates across 105 municipalities in the country. You know, KwaZulu-Natal is of course their stronghold. It was founded here in KwaZulu-Natal by Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, but like you mentioned, being led for the first time in an election by their new president, Velenkosini Hlabisa, who was elected in August 2019. But just to give us a taste of what we would see tonight, I'm joined by the IFP's Naren Singh. Mr. Singh, thank you for speaking to us. You're of course launching your manifesto tonight. The IFP is launching its manifesto. What are the key points that voters would expect to see or hear tonight?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Our manifesto is going to be a product of consultation with communities on the ground, which started months ago, just trying to decipher from them exactly what the needs are in the different constituencies, the different municipalities. And we've put that together into a 10-point plan where we expect our municipalities, when they govern, to follow that to the T. And it's a declaration of intent to all the people that live in this particular municipalities that our councillors will deliver as required by the party and by the people. The president of the party, Velenkosini Hlabisa, will be presenting the manifesto tonight, and we will have an address also about our founding father, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, on whom we rely very, very heavily for his wisdom, his experience, and for guiding us in the right direction.
So, of course, this is the first election that Hlabisa is presiding over essentially for the IFP. Are there any concerns regarding votership? Because Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi has been that stronghold, the icon of the IFP, the founder. Are there some concerns from the party?
No, there are no concerns, because both the president and the president emeritus are working very, very well together. In fact, conference in 2019 decided that we should honor President Prince Buthelezi as president emeritus firstly, and last year was supposed to be the year where we honor his legacy. Unfortunately, with COVID, we couldn't do that. So this local government election is dedicated to him, and the victory is going to be a victory for him and the leadership that he's offered us over the last 46 years.
So, Mr. Singh, in the 2016 municipal election, the IFP regained northern KwaZulu-Natal, especially the Nkandla local municipality. What are some of the municipalities you're looking to target essentially in this election?
Well, we want to go back to the glory days of 2011 when we had most of the municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal. And I think the 2019 general elections prove that we are now on the upward trajectory. We've moved from being third in KwaZulu-Natal. We're now the official opposition in KwaZulu-Natal. And we're building on that, and hopefully we want to take many of the municipalities that we had before and many district municipalities, and also make a dent in the eThekwini area. Because we believe, and from what we hear on the ground, people are sick and tired of the current governing party and the way they are governing in eThekwini, and they want to give another party a chance. And we are saying that party should be the IFP, because we are tried and tested in many municipalities. And we also tried and tested in that we ran KwaZulu government for 10 years under the premiership of IFP premiers, and at that time there was no whiff of corruption or maladministration. We ran it well, and we're saying to people, give us an opportunity to prove ourselves again.
And just finally, as we conclude, I know that the IFP has been concerned about holding the elections now. It is going to be held in November. Just any messages with that regarding COVID and the election?
Yes, you're quite right. We are one of the parties that went to court, and we suggested that the elections be held sometimes next year when more people would have been vaccinated. Unfortunately, we are in an election now and we have to do whatever we can. But as far as our manifesto launch is concerned and our activities, tonight is a very, very well controlled manifesto launch with just 250 people in the main venue, and we are going to be giving them little sprays and making sure that all COVID regulations are adhered to. Outside we will have about 500 people in an open area, but for us as the IFP, lives before votes. But in saying that, I'm not saying that people should not come out and vote for us. We want them to vote for us, but do it responsibly, because elections are scheduled for the 1st of November.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Naren Singh from the IFP. And I just want to show our viewers, so this is one of the buses that are going to be sent out on the road today. It's part of their campaign in the run-up to, of course, launching their manifesto. And we do expect to see the IFP President Velenkosini Hlabisa in this Durban area as they start with these election campaigns for them. And like Naren Singh saying here, the IFP had control for almost 10 years in KwaZulu-Natal when they won the 1994 municipal election at the time, the national election at the time, and of course governing the KwaZulu-Natal legislature. They lost that in 2004, but in 2019, last year, they regained a position as the IFP's official, or the KwaZulu-Natal's official opposition in our legislature. So what they're looking for, of course, is to keep climbing up that sort of ladder here in KwaZulu-Natal, their stronghold across the country.
Karinda Jagmohan, thank you very much for that update.